Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we find ourselves walking the grasslands of Arabia in anticipation for a clash between our two titans, Yo playing as the blue Franks and Vinch playing as the purple Gurjara. Now as the players explore their immediate vicinities, herd their herdables, and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Franks, do they even really need an introduction at this point? This is one of the OG hardest hitting civs in the game. Their mill upgrades are free, their foragers work faster, and militarily, man, do they pack a punch. Their castles are 25% off, their mounted units have 20% extra HP, their knights have extra line of sight, and if they want, they can make their stables work 40% faster. Their unique unit is a ranged melee unit infantry that is called the Throwing Axeman that, as you guessed it, throws axes at his opponents. So hopefully we get to see them. They are a very cool unit to watch and one of my personal favorites in the game. Now opposing Yo is Vinch and the Gurjaras. So one thing you'll notice right away about the Gurjaras is they start the game with two bushes underneath their town center. And the second thing you'll notice, if you take a look at their mill and the bottom right of your screen, they can actually garrison their herdables, which auto-generates food for them. Now, the Gurjaras are one of the civilizations that it was actually changed in the latest patch, and we'll get into those changes once we discuss their civ a bit more. Militarily, their camel and elephant units are produced faster, and all mounted units deal 40% extra damage. Now, that used to be the case from the beginning to the end of the game, 40%, but that was changed. So now, in Feudal, mounted units deal 20% extra damage, extra 20% extra bonus damage. In Castle, 30%, and in Imperial, 40%. So instead of a flat 40% from start to finish, it's now a gradual increase. Now, once you get to Castle, the Gurjaras have a very interesting and diverse array of unique units. The first one is the Chakram thrower. This is a ranged melee unit that actually throws discs, so think Xena Warrior Princess. And like her metal disc, it can cause damage to multiple units. Now, the Chakram thrower is probably one of the hardest hit units in the latest patch. The damage has been decreased. So it used to attack on a 5, now it attacks on a 3. And the elite used to attack on a 6, which is now, oh, got the deer before it escaped. Used to attack on a 6, now the elite attacks on a 4. But to counter that, the pass-through damage that occurs when they throw their disc has now increased to 100%. So it used to be 50. Now, there is a massive Reddit debate that I read recently as to whether the Chakram thrower has been nerfed or buffed. I leave it up to you. I think it's more situational. Keep in mind that another change that happened to them is they do get now a +1 attack bonus against infantry units. So when you consider the fact that their pass-through damage is now 100%, and they get a +1 bonus against infantry, that basically means anything that Yo sends to attack a Chakram thrower, as long as it's on 2 feet and an infantry unit, it's going to get demolished. Now, that's the Chakram thrower. Their second unique unit is the bane of every archer civilization, so I don't really expect to see it in this game, is the Shrivamsha Rider. Super fast, very versatile cavalry unit that can actually dodge archer fire. I think the basic Shrivamsha Rider dodges 5 arrows, the elite dodges 7, and by the way, that recharges every 20 seconds. So if you're playing Gurjaras and you're playing against an archer civilization, use these units as a hit and run and make sure you wait 20 seconds for them to recharge that ability. Now, in Castle, you can add armor to certain mounted units like camels and elephants, and you can also reduce the food costs of all military units. That's right, all military units by 25%. So if we're lucky enough to see Shrivamsha Riders, they are actually very food intensive. They cost 70 food, but if that upgrade is researched, they get reduced to 52 food. So, like I said, I don't really expect to see Shrivamsha Riders in this matchup just because we are witnessing a Frank opponent, and Franks have very strong cavalry. They have gunpowder, they have throwing axemen, castles. I don't really expect to see archers outside of, let's say, any kind of early feudal pressure, any feudal rushes. Now, Let's take a look at the map and see where the players are. I see they're both going up to Feudal as I've been talking. My god, is Vinch's base completely open. This is a dangerous base for him. His wood lines are very far from his town center, and so if he wants to secure himself, he's going to have to wall a significant amount in this map. Yeah, look, he's... As much as I love this idea of walling, like I always say, if this part comes under attack, what can he really do to defend it? His villagers are very far away. These ones are super exposed. On the other hand, Yo is sitting in an even worse position. So his map looks a little bit more open, I want to say, and his wood lines are even further away. So both players are extremely vulnerable here. I'd say equally disadvantaged. Bush B. I often wonder where Bush A is, but I think I've seen it in one map, but Bush B we see Bush B a lot in this game, but I do think I have seen Bush A, and I'm not lying. I have seen it. If I remember on which map, I'll let you guys know. For now, both players are in Feudal. There is a small Feudal harassment force of men-at-arms coming from our Frankish player. Oh, is he going to catch a couple of villagers here? Yeah, he catches one villager. This is more damage than I expected out of Yo. That being said, he's got to be careful. Town center, archer fire, and villagers are going to shoo him away. Yes, these villagers have loom. And here come the camels. I mean, one is not going to do much against these three. So blue has basically seen, let's see what vision he has. He's seen the eastern and the southern portion of Vinch's base, has not seen this giant open gaping hole on the west, and has not seen the entirety of the north, although he has seen oh, sorry, I think I'm clicking the wrong unit. No, he has not seen any part of the north of Vinch's base. Vinch, on the other hand, has seen even less. So he's seen Yo's town center. He sees that he's open across the entire northern western part, but has not explored anything further, I guess by virtue of the fact that he's come under attack. And Yo is sending a pretty diverse little force here. I mean, we've got a scout, a spearman, 2 archers, and 3 men-at-arms. We'll see how much damage this army can get done. For now, it has that 1 kill of the original villager that died recently. Archery range going down so that Vinch can defend this. I don't expect him to lose too much here. Kills for now, both players sitting at 2 kills apiece. Although Vinch is now going to take the lead by having killed 1 more. And okay, I think he's defended this pretty well. I don't see any blue dots streaming across the mini-map. I don't see Yo reinforcing this. Let's take a look at their resources, see what we can predict about where they want to go. Both players are basically broke. No player is really sitting on any significant amount of resources except the original stone that they had. In terms of production facilities, Vinch has it all. He's got a barracks, he's got a stable, he's got an archery range. I think he saw this very diverse attacking force and decided, you know what, I'm going to do the same. Yo, on the other hand, 1 archery range, 1 barracks, and a blacksmith. I don't see a stable anywhere here. So he's not going to produce any cavalry anytime soon. He's relying on his OG scout cav. Okay, now he's decided to stop the attack on the east. Let's see where he goes with these units. I see a little, some purple cavalry coming in from the right side. And my god, look at Yo. What is this? Massive construction undertaking here. He's sitting on 80 wood. I don't know that this is necessarily the best expenditure of wood at the moment. That being said, is he walling himself off just to avoid... Oh, wow, and 4 villagers also coming. Let's see if they're actually going to help. I don't see hammers in their hands. I see pickaxes, so I wonder if they're just going to... They're going to collect some kind of resource somewhere? Is it for this outside gold? Is it for the stone? Okay, they had to go the long way around because Yo did not finish this gate earlier. And now his units are just going far west. Yeah. I don't know. I think their lifetime on this map in this game is over. 4 skirmishers, 2 scout cavalry, and a few other units here. A camel, more scout cavalry. So as I said, for example, if this scout cavalry were to catch a monk out onto the field, instead of doing the extra 4 damage right now that it would do, because remember, they do plus 10 against monks, and the previous version of them would get a plus 4 bonus. Now, because we're in Feudal, they would get plus 2. In Castle Age, plus 3, and in Imperial, plus 4. Man, Yo has really... I'm going to zoom out. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen, but look at this giant chunk of map that Yo has just planted his flag on and said, this is mine. Try to take it from me. What the hell is he going to do if Vinch attacks into the south part? I don't know, but I don't think he doesn't seem too concerned. Finally, a stable going down for our Frankish player, which is known for their cavalry. And as you can see, they have the 20 extra HP. They're at 54 instead of 45. Unfortunately, one of the ironies of the Franks is that their cavalry is actually quite weak in Feudal, because if you take a look at the very top right of your screen, they do not get bloodlines. So any civ with bloodlines, so for example, the Gurjaras, if he were to research bloodlines, his scout cavalry would sit at a 65 HP to the Frankish player's 54. Now, Castle Age, the story is completely different, but in Feudal Age, yeah, Frankish scouts are not the strongest. And here comes Yo. I mean, this is an interesting little force here. Let's follow along on the journey. We've got 6 archers, 5 villagers, and 2 scout cavalry. Is this a tower rush? I mean, he's put 2 villagers on stone. Yeah, so he's going to build his first tower here. He's going to try to be annoying, try to get these berries. And keep in mind, if he can get this mill, he also evicts basically these 8 purple sheep inside. And once that happens, the auto food that they generate is gone. I love this placement of a tower for Yo. Not only does it jeopardize the mill, oh, so he's doing a quick evac here, but it also jeopardizes these farms. And also the stable and part of the barracks. So fantastic placement here by Yo. The only thing I would tell him, you know, obviously, look at his elo, 2669. He does not have to listen to anything I say. One thing I would tell him is maybe don't put your tower against your opponent's structure, because Vinch can delete this house and then attack this tower with melee units once he gets rid of these archers, and the tower has no way to defend itself because it doesn't have murder holes. But where the hell did all those sheep go? Okay, they went to a secondary mill. So not too much lost mining time here, or lost food auto generation time. I don't know what it's really called. That's what I'm going to call it. And now Yo is inside his base with 5 villagers, another tower going down. But as I've been rambling about tower locations and advice to players who are better than I am, Vinch has gone up to Castle. And the first thing he does at Castle, let's see. We're now finishing his cavalry upgrades. He's building 4 Shrivamsha riders. Amazing. So that's a huge food investment here. Like I said, they do cost 70 food, but my god, are they going to slaughter these archers? Yeah, they're going to just melt. Although 9 archers, I mean, look how fast they are. I'm going to zoom out. Look how fast they move. And they can dodge 5 projectiles in their base version. Okay, he's going up to 8 of them. Second town center down for our purple Gurjara. No second town center yet for our blue Frank, and that's obviously because he is not yet in Castle. I just clicked up. So he's 2 minutes away. Vinch with a massive time advantage here. Let's see what he can do. I mean, obviously Castle Age units are generally stronger than Feudal Age units. That being said, he's not really utilizing his advantage here to any real... Oh, that's because he wasn't listening to me, and he did a little wraparound. He came from all 3 sides here, all 4 sides actually. What a beautiful surround here by Vinch. Slaughters this entire force, and look at that. What did it cost him? Nothing. It cost him HP. Barely 200 HP lost on these Shrivamsha riders. That's how freaking good they are against feudal archers. And now he's going to catch these villagers. They're going to try to run into the second tower, but he's going to split up his forces probably. Yeah, this tower is almost dead. Oh, but he's got to be careful, though. These Shrivamsha riders are weak compared to the spearmen. No, why are you engaging here? This is a bad engage here for Vinch. Oh, right as I was singing his praises about how efficient he was with his Shrivamsha riders, they literally all died to a couple of spearmen. And where's Yo going to go? Okay, so he doesn't really want to go back with these villagers. That tells me that he's going to he wants to keep applying forward pressure, but he doesn't have the resources he wants to in order to do that. So either he's doesn't want to build the structures yet, or he's waiting for castle. He's got 5 on stone, so maybe another tower. But in the meantime, he's going to build a house, maybe a mining camp here. Oh no, never mind. He's building a monastery with the Ark of the Covenant inside. Vinch, though, going up to 3 town centers. I mean, he's going to be villagers head and shoulders above Yo when it comes to villager count in the next few minutes. Yo has learned his lesson. He said, you know what? I'm not researching murder holes. I'm getting a pike upgrade and squires instead to make my units faster. I'm going to defend my tower with houses. But like I said, the same OG weakness of all towers. If he deletes this house, Vinch, he has a lot of access to this. That being said, is he even interested? Oh, this is why Yo was sticking around. A beautiful forward castle here. Like I said, Franks do have 25% off their castles. Makes them super cheap. Let's see what he can get done with this castle here. I mean, fantastic location. Right next to all the military facilities of Vinch. Let's see how Vinch responds. Sorry for zooming out so much. Market. Okay, very interesting. He knows that his units, his military production is under attack, but he's not rebuilding any military production. There's no barracks, no stables, no archery ranges in production. Instead, he went market. I wonder if this is to buy stone. I mean, he's got 3 on stone. Let's see what it's for. But for now, not really responding to this castle at all. I mean, he's just business as usual here. But look at the villager count. 70. He's going up to 70 compared to 53. So he's going to be 17 villagers ahead once this production cycle finishes. And here come the Frankish knights with 120 HP by virtue of having an extra 20%. Goes inside, shoos away the Shravamsha and the scout, which is, I'm guessing, 1 HP. But now I see that going up. He's being healed. And here we go. I wanted to see them so bad, and I got my wish. Christmas came early. The throwing axeman, such a cool unit. And what the hell is Vinch planning on doing here? Okay, so bot stone, bot stone, bot stone. We know what that's for. That's for a castle. Okay, perfect. So he waited a little bit, built up his villager count, built up the gold reserves, his federal reserves, and then bought a bunch of stone, and now he's getting an opposing castle here. In the meantime, he's built a small little force of Shravamsha riders, knights, and the original scout, I think, from the beginning of the game, or maybe not. Opposing this, Yo has 9 throwing axemen and 7 pike. Now, the 7 pikes will zone out Vinch's cavalry quite well, and the throwing axemen will just do the rest. I mean, they'll demolish these structures fast. Look at the HP, how much it's going down, and this is just by virtue of, what, 9, 10 throwing axemen. Wow. Okay, luckily for Vinch, his gold pile is in the back. His stone pile is in the back. He's got another gold pile here that, let's see if our blue Frank has noticed that yet. Yeah, he's seen it, so he must know that it's being mined. Another forward castle, very aggressive forward castle here by Yo, but we have a few spellcasters coming out of Vinch. The monks gets a convert on one of the throwing axemen. Chaotic game here. I love it. Oh, Shravamsha riders, where are you going into a body of pikes? What? Okay, cancel the castle. Decides he's not going to get it up in time with the knights, with the rather with the monks, with the Shravamsha riders. And where are they going now? Let's see. We'll follow them on their journey. But now the Shravamsha riders are just running circles around these pikemen. I mean, their speed. Take a look at their speed. Let's highlight one of them. 1.6. Oh, 1.6. That is incredibly fast. A wolf here joins the fight on behalf of Vinch. Takes 9 axes to the face. Amazing castle placement here. So realizes that Vinch is coming up with monks, which means he's got a bunch of gold. So where's he getting that gold? The pile that he saw earlier. Now he can't really attack this pile of gold because of this castle here. which, by the way, Vinch put up a second castle while I was focusing on wolves being killed. So he goes naturally to the north. And now he's dominating the north, because what is Vinch going to do to get reclaim this pile of gold? He's got 4 army count. And the reason he has 4 army count is because he's going up to Imperial. And so he's spent his resources, instead of immediately deflecting this army. Oh, nice. A Frankish Shravamsha rider. Always love to see it. Instead of that, he's instead gone up to Imperial, plopped down another castle on this hill. Not too sure what the purpose of this castle is. There's not really resources here that are being protected or guarded, unless you count these 2 beautiful horses as resources. And now our Frankish player is circling. He's circling. He's a shark here. He wants blood. He knows that there's another resource patch, but Vinch wisely blocks off, cuts him off. And here we go, Chakram throwers. Let's see how they do. Oh my god, that 100% pass-through damage. Plus the 1 attack against infantry. Wow, amazing game. Finally, additional town centers going down for our blue Frank. He's going up to 4 town centers, but he's down 11 villagers compared to Vinch, who is now also building a town center to the south. Not a fan of this, excuse me, not a fan of this location. Not anywhere close to any resources. I mean, has he seen this pile of gold? Okay, he could have built something a bit closer to that. These throwing axemen are being super annoying. Vinch is under siege here. That being said, he still has 2 castles, and he's an Imperial first. And you know what that always means when we're talking about high elo players? Trebuchets. Let's see if he can knock this castle down. Are there any villagers in this area to repair it? No, there are not. So this castle is going down. Now I'm getting scared for Yo's attack. Although he has busted in through the back, but the Shravamsha riders, while I was looking away, decimate the throwing axemen. Oh man, this tower is finally going down at the 37-minute mark. Now this castle is under attack. However, not as easy pickings as the one to the south, because there are 9 villagers here, and now both players are in Imperial. We are at the 37-minute mark. 2 amazing players, 2 incredibly versatile, strong civilizations. Let's see how many clashes we can expect between these 2. Nice. We have the ranged melee unit battles here. So far, so far, Chakram throwers taking the worst of it. Now Yo will discover the existence of this castle by virtue of it firing on his head, but manages to catch out some villagers here to the south. In the meantime, okay, decides not to repair the castle, Yo. He instead goes for this stone pile. Okay. Interesting decision. Completely abandons the frontal position. Did the hard work of gathering 2 relics for Vinch. We'll see if Vinch thiefs these relics. Another castle going down to the south. Why is he fortifying this southern position? I mean, you can build farms, and you can lumberjack wood lines basically anywhere, right? You can do it here. You can do it to the north here. You can do it to the south of these. I really wonder why he's fortifying this position. Does he think that the pressure from Yo is over? I'm going to guess that the answer is no, just based on the fact that this is Yo, and he is an incredibly aggressive player. So while both players take a little breather, step back, I see a bunch of production and construction on the map. Let's take a look at what they're working with. Siege workshop, 2 barracks, 1 stable, and 2 archery ranges. He's getting hand cannoneers, pike, bombard cannon, love to see it, and throwing axemen. Another castle going down. Much better placement for a castle here. I mean, you're protecting the wood line, you're protecting the gold wood line, rather. Sorry, the stone line. I make a lot of mistakes casting, in case you guys haven't noticed. Work with me. Apologies. He's gonna see this right now if he hasn't already. Yeah, he sees it. And by the way, this is on a hill. So unless Vinch takes this location here, or this location here, which looks like a higher elevation, this castle is king of the hill right now. Vinch, on the other hand, getting a whole bunch of economic upgrades and iron casting. Does he think the aggression is really over? He is investing a lot of resources in economics. Our blue Frank, though, full attack upgrades, full defense upgrades for his infantry, a few archer upgrades. Okay, some camels come. These are now heavy camel riders. Treb goes down. Only loses one camel, which is amazing. In exchange for a Treb and a whole bunch of HP. And Vinch is stabilized here. I mean, wow. How many of us would have been able to push off that attack by Yo? Fantastic play. Now, though, Yo has upgraded his pike to halbs. He's now got hand cannons, which are, my god, are they powerful when mixed with throwing axemen and halbs. We'll see what Vinch can come up with. I mean, 2 basically dead camels out of this pack of 4. And what is he building? Stables. I wonder if he really expects a massive cavalier or paladin push out of our blue Frank, who is instead building barracks. And now he's coming forward with his trebs. Where are Vinch's trebs? Okay, they're just hanging out here in the back. Okay, getting ready to attack the blue Treb, but now we've got the annoying bombard cannon. How annoying are these to deal with? Your micro has to be on point. 3 shots from this guy kill a trebuchet. But Chakram throwers might have something to say about it, so they're coming forward. They can't really engage. I mean, you'd have to be a madman to engage Chakram throwers into here. You've got hand cannons, you've got throwing axemen, you've got bombards, and you've got a castle. So now this castle is in trouble, and Yo has restarted his aggression. Nice little annoyance here. All he needs to do is send 6 halberdiers. Super cheap, but super annoying to disrupt the wood line of Vinch. And now he's coming forward again. Army count. Yo is sitting on triple the army. That being said, Vinch going up to hussars. Okay, it's a good comeback unit if you can manage to outflank your opponent. It's also a good raiding unit. He's getting the last defensive upgrade, the plate barding armor. So these are going to be very tanky hussars. The question is, yes, they can engage on flanks. Yes, they can decimate farmers and wood lines. Can they engage into this, though? 23 halbs, 18 throwing axemen, 8 hand cannons. How is he planning on responding to this? He's getting more upgrades. He's building hussars, 24 chakram throwers. But, I mean, he's closed the gap in terms of military. He used to be a third of Yo's military. Now he's at he's climbed up to half. That being said, look at this ghost town of farms here. He's abandoned this position completely. And now we know why he's been fortifying the southern portion of the map. I wonder if he had a crystal ball and knew that Yo would come back at him harder and faster, and he would lose control of the north. So he would have to reinforce the south. Here come the hussars with chakram thrower reinforcements. They are going to decimate. Oh my god. These halberdiers are just melting. I stand corrected. I thought this force wouldn't stand a chance, but look at this. Look at all the discs being thrown. Ah, this game is so beautiful. So takes a good fight, does Vinch, and now all of a sudden military count is equalized. Trebs, though, he still has to come up with an answer to these trebuchets and the bombard cannons, of which now there are 2. For some reason, cavalry archers are being built. What are the trebs attacking here? Okay, Vinch has his own trebs to the south. Okay, so I think in the Reddit debate of whether the chakram throwers have been nerfed or buffed, in this specific case, these guys, 38 kills for them. I would say this is a good buff. You know, I don't think they were nerfed in this specific face-off against hand cannon, halberdiers, throwing axemen and trebs. And interesting, a defensive castle going down here. He does not want this juicy, very fertile farmland to come under attack. Okay, and both players disengage again, but yo, my god. 58 army supply, again outnumbering our purple Gurjara, who's getting chemistry. Okay. Okay, not a bad upgrade to get, but he's got to get the numbers up. He's now 50% lower military count. Yo is going up to 19 hand cannons. He's got 30 throwing axemen. Where are these 3 cavalry archers? Okay, they're just thrown in here for the mix. Not too sure why. But look at the mini map. I mean, look at the Frank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 castles. I mean, okay. I think Yo is respecting his opponent here. He's saying, I know, I saw the Hussars. I saw what they can do. I know what they can do. I've used them myself many times to decimate villagers. Oh, and no, now Vinch takes a terrible engage, and now he's down, what, 25 army supply? So Yo, respecting his opponent, builds a defensive castle that will cover the center of his base in case Vinch starts getting annoying and starts throwing Hussars his way. Okay, this is what the cavalry archers were for, to annoy the hell and tickle away at these wood lines. But the main engage is still in the center. My god, Yo, he's like a dog with a bone here. He's like a pit bull that has clamped down his jaws and just does not want to let go. Ballistics coming out for him. But here comes Vinch with a response. I mean, that's a lot of throwing axemen. My god, 40 throwing axemen. Let's sit back and watch and listen to the death. I mean, not a terrible engage here for our purple Gurjara. Yo is very wisely fanning out his throwing axemen. So without the pass-through damage, Chakram throwers are super useless, right? I mean, oh my god, in the middle of all of this, he manages to get a convert, a deserter. They attack on a 6. So without pass-through damage, they are a weak as shit unit. We'll see what Vinch rebuilds here, but now again a fantastic trade for him, and he equalizes the military count. But he's engaging into a castle. He's got his own bombard cannons out now. They are going to destroy these throwing axemen if he's not careful. They are very clumped. Oh my god! And now the army supplies are actually equal. Oh yeah, take a look at the top right of your screen. Cavalier upgrade, scale barding, chivalry, hoarding. The only thing we're not seeing is murder holes. I don't get it. Every single stream I'm constantly surprised by it and I mention it. Why the hell do you not have murder holes? Okay, engage is in the center, and now for the first time in the last, what, 40 minutes? Vinch takes a military advantage, 42 to 33. He is strengthening his buildings. He is getting upgrades. These are now elite. But what's he going to do here? He needs something to engage into this castle, which is these two bombard cannons have to be very careful because this Treb is going to gun them down while the villagers repair the castle. And now Yo has gone up to 6 castles. Siege workshop going down. I wonder if he wants to just keep pushing out bombard cannons. Yeah, Hussars are not good against halbs, in case anyone doesn't know that. Those halbs are just going to shred through the Hussars. These are shock units. These are meat shields. These are harassment units. You do not engage one-on-one with anything that's holding an incredibly long halberdier. Or a halb, whatever the actual name of this instrument is, instrument of death. I think it is a halberdier. Okay, more production barracks coming down for our purple Gurjara. And oh yeah, this is why we watch Franks. This is what we live for. This is what we live for. This is why we love this game. How many paladins here? 18 paladins. Look at the bottom of your screen. This is 3,500 HP of unit killing machines. And this is not a fight that Vinch should be taking. You need to retreat. The second you saw those paladins, you need to retreat. You need to build some kind of infantry, which is a good thing you're building barracks. But my god, those paladins shredded the Hussars with the throwing axemen to support. And now you're engaging into fully upgraded Frankish paladins with Shrivamsha riders. I keep saying Shrivamsha riders, Chakram throwers. I think because they both start with the sh sound. I'm getting a little confused with them, but yeah, that was not an engage that Vinch should have taken. Let's take a look at what happened there. Okay, so at the start of the battle, our Franks have 22 throwing axemen, 18 paladins, and 12 halberdiers. Opposing this force of, what is this, 52 units, we have 21 chakrams, 20 hussars, and 2 monks. So right off the bat, this is not an engage that Vinch should be taking. I mean, we have the benefit of the God's Eye view of a caster. I don't know if he necessarily has the ability to, you know, to make this kind of snap decision, but this is not an engage he should be taking any day of the week. And let's throw it down. So the hussars are doing what the hussars do best, which is charging to their deaths while their backup units throw discs. Super cool animations, by the way. Axes from the right, discs from the left. The hussars disengage. The paladins chase, kill the monks, although not before one convert goes down. So now we have a Gurjara paladin. Meat shield is now gone. At this point, Vinch should retreat. I mean, he's got the upper hand in terms of the high ground, but yeah, I mean, look at this. What are you doing against this many paladins? He's building 12 spearmen. I mean, I sigh with sadness here, because you know, if he only had a few extra minutes and could upgrade those spearmen to pike and then onwards. He has the upgrades. They're going to be fully upgraded in terms of blacksmith upgrades, but they are just not strong enough. 12 of them to take. Plus, the production facility is here, and there's a paladin here. He snuck a paladin in here. He snuck more paladins to the south. Yo is just tearing Vinch apart from all corners of the map. He's attacking in the north with these 4 annoying halbs that got rid of those hussars a while ago. He's going into the guts with his main force, paladins being annoying in the south, in the southeast, and Vinch just does not have a response to this. He's ahead in villager count, but military-wise, these 12 spearmen, which are now 3 spearmen. Okay, so the paladins must have shredded through those spearmen unless he canceled the production. Even so, the barracks are down here. The fight is up here. Too little, too late for Vinch. That's why I was sighing with sadness. If only he had a few more minutes, we might have had a game that went on for another 20, 30 minutes. But my God, did Yo steamroll this entire game. Look at his army count, 70 to 23. Let's take a look at our stats. 123 throwing axemen, 162 peak APM for Vinch, 136 hussars, not bad. Kill count, I'm surprised, is almost identical. Yo is literally 30 units ahead in the kill count, even though he's 3,000 points ahead. But look at the mini map at the bottom center of your screen. I'm going to zoom out so we can see it in real time. Look at Yo. He's just claimed the entire center and upper areas of the map. He's got paladins streaming across. The south, there's no resources here. There's a bunch of wolves that nobody wants to run into. So he's left that untouched. He's getting the resources. The stone here was I guess, mined out. The gold. And wow, did he put on the pressure from the minute he hit Feudal with that army of scouts, archers, and spearmen, and just did not stop. I mean, there was maybe, what, 2 minutes in this game after Feudal, or 3 or 4 minutes when the players disengaged, where Yo built additional structures and then just came back. And Vinch used that time to upgrade his military. At the time he was getting upgrades, on his stone mining, gold mining. Meanwhile, Yo was just building military. And at the end of the day, that won him this game. This castle is on its way to collapse. But this is what I was talking about. Do the Franks really need an introduction? Look at this. 192 HP on these paladins. Fully upgraded attack on an 18. Throwing axemen. Elites. Attack on a 12. 70 HP is not bad at all. And now Vinch has lost the northern portion of his base. He's got a shit ton of food and wood, though. So if these barracks had come up maybe 5 minutes ago, he could have spammed infantry for days. But because they were so late and because he does not have the pikeman upgrade, I mean, what are these spearmen going to do? 45 HP, attack on a 5, even with the bonus against cavalry. These paladins, I mean, look at them. They're just going to shred through those spearmen. So too little too late here out of Vinch, but a fantastic defense. Took one horrible engage here and then just retreated to the safety of his castle. That being said, Vinch, Yo did not give him a minute's rest in this game. This was a battle of attrition that Yo, by virtue of having the stronger units, won. But I think the key takeaway here, at least for me, is I don't think these guys were nerfed. I mean, obviously, when they're attacking Frankish paladins, you're going to lose. They're not designed to attack Frankish paladins, right? For this, you need heavy camels. Instead, remember, they decimated the halberdiers. They decimated the throwing axemen. Would be nice to see how many kills I did it again. Shravamsha riders, Chakram throwers got throughout this game. But my God, was this a hard-fought win for Yo, and a GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.